What's going on, y'all? Today I'm going to be going over a fast and easy guide to completing this week's Grandmaster Nightfall, which is the Devil's Lair. It's going to be around from today, which is the 19th, through the 26th. And guys, I want each and every one of y'all getting like 10 golf balls from this thing. It's fun, it's easy, it's a pretty farmable Nightfall, so take advantage of it while it's here and get yourself a ton of good loot. Today I'm going to be going over some simple loadouts, tips, recommendations, and some strategies for some of the rooms. And guys, you should be completing this in like no later than 30 minutes if you have a decent loadout, okay? This gameplay is with 2 LFG guys, so I wasn't even running anything super sweaty for this. The adept weapon is the Swarm. This is the role I was able to get. So if you enjoy the Swarm, go ahead and give this Nightfall a try this week. Moving into the modifiers, nothing too crazy here. It is Solar and Strand Surge. There is an Arc Threat, so I would recommend putting on Arc Resist mods. And there is a Linear Fusion Rifle bonus damage, so maybe consider taking advantage of that. The champions are Barrier and Overload, so that's what we're going to need to stun. Here's a look at my loadout. Nothing too crazy. 100 Resilience, 100 Recovery. I recommend both of those for Warlocks. And here is my build, guys. I am running the Stormcaller Warlock. I am running Chaos Reach, so I can jolt those overloads and just kind of destroy things from a distance. It is Solar Surge, but for this Nightfall in particular, I just want it to run Arc, and it's because there's a lot of Arc shields. I am running Healing Rift for good survivability. I always recommend Healing Rift. I am running Ball Lightning because Ball Lightning has a little bit of range, and this is a Grandmaster still. I don't really want to be getting too close to these enemies. Flashbang is a must, and I'm going to show you guys why in a second. I love running the Flashbang Grenade with my Warlock, and it's just awesome. You get to blind everything. Electrostatic Mind is, of course, a great aspect. We want all those ionic traces, and that is just amazing for that. Arc Soul. Who doesn't like an Arc Buddy, right? Good team support there. You can give all of your teammates an Arc Buddy, which is going to help for ad clear. For my aspects, I am running Spark of Volts. Nothing too crazy. I just want more recovery, and I want to be able to stay amplified while doing a finisher. Spark of Amplitude is really just there for team support. We want to create a bunch of orbs. Spark of Feedback, that's really just to help my resilience. Again, that could be slotted out with something else if you prefer a different aspect. And then Spark of Shock, very important. I want to be jolting targets with my Flashbang. So when I throw that Flashbang out, it's going to jolt all the targets, which is going to do 2 things. It's going to stun overloads, and it's going to create even more ionic traces. So that's a very good fragment to run. I highly, guys, recommend running that fragment. Of course, tying this build together is the Fallen Sunstar Exotic Helmet. Those ionic traces that I'm going to be generating are going to move faster, and they're going to grant additional ability energy. But more importantly, guys, we're going to be generating ability energy for our teammates that are close by to us. And with my strategy, this little guide, your teammates should always be close to you. Very important to have the Fallen Sunstar. For my mods, I'm not running anything too crazy. Just some ammo finders, some grenade mods. I am running Arc Resist. I do highly recommend Arc Resist for this Nightfall. And I am running Utility Kickstart just so I can get that Rift back faster. We want to keep that Healing Rift up as much as possible. So that's really good to have. Elemental Charge is going to give us an armor charge every time we collect an ionic trace. So that's a very good one to run as well. My teammates, I don't really know what they're running. I think I had a Void Hunter and I think I had a Well Warlock, but you don't need Well. Guys, you don't need Well in this. Of course it helps. It's always preferred, but you do not need Well in this Nightfall. Very important to note that. So starting off with the gameplay, you're going to spawn into these Hive and Fallen kind of fighting each other. You can kill them if you want, but you don't need to, right? I recommend just running by them. But you do need to stop right here at this little area because there is an Overload champion here. You're going to want to take out this Overload champion because in the Nightfalls, the Grandmasters, to get Platinum rewards, which is the highest level of rewards, you have to kill all the champions that spawn in. So I would recommend stopping and killing him. After that, you're going to move on to this little area. This kind of like pass-through middle room area. A lot of ads. And then there is a barrier champion at the end here. You can see him right there. Just go ahead and take him out. If you are running Arbalist, it's very easy to take him out. You can see I stun him in one shot. 2 more shots, he's dead. After that, you are going to move on to this second little like pass through area, and there's going to be an overload champion. Again, you're going to want to just take him out real quick and then move on to the next area. Now this next room is kind of crazy. There's a lot of enemies at first when you first come in here. So this is where the Stormcaller Warlock really shines. You can take out a lot of these enemies really quickly, even in the Grandmaster level difficulty. As you can see here, I just chuck that flashbang out. It stuns everything, it blinds everything, and it jolts all those targets because of that last aspect I'm running. Last fragment I'm running. So again, just keep laying that healing rift down as much as possible. You want to keep giving your allies and yourself that arc buddy and just tear through these ads, guys. Once you're done with that, you're going to have to scan this scannable over here with your ghost. And then this is very important. Move over to this area. You do not want to hang out in the middle of this room. This is the best area to go in this room. You have your back towards a wall. All the enemies are going to spawn out and to the left in that big open room. Stay over here, lay your healing rift, lay your well, put your barricades up, whatever you want to do, and just work your way through these ads, guys. Work your way through them. There's 3 waves. As you can see right there, we are on our first wave. We have not completed our first wave yet. And just take your time, wait for all the enemies to spawn in, don't rush this room, and just work your way through these ads and these champions. One thing to note, there is going to be some knights, some hive right there that spawn in sort of right on top of you. Fairly easy to deal with. As you can see, one flashbang grenade kind of messed them all up. So nothing really to worry about, but it will surprise you if you don't know about that. So make sure you're ready for those hives spawning in. They are going to have a barrier champion that you're going to need to deal with. Once you're through that room, you're going to head on up here, go up these stairs, and then you're going to run into another like transition area room with a couple of enemies. There is an overload champion here. So to get those platinum rewards, you're going to have to take him out. Again, very easy. Just take your time on this, stun him, and take him out. And again, guys, I can't stress it enough. You want to take your time with this. This is an easier Grandmaster, but it's still a Grandmaster. You got to give it some respect. Do not rush. That's when silly mistakes happen. But we're making great time here. This is the second room. This is the largest room. And there's a very specific strategy I have here. I like to throw my flashbang to move this barrier champion away from all of his ads. And then I take him out like that. I usually like to save my super for him because if he teleports back over to all of those other ads, he can be a real problem, guys. So I take out that barrier champion and then I immediately focus those snipers to my right. Now, this is important as well. I like to take this tank out immediately with my linear fusion rifles. I like to take him out immediately. If you don't do this, he's going to sit back there and shoot at you the entire time, and he makes it very difficult. This tank is very difficult, so I like to just take it out early, and then I immediately focus this brig to my right, and I get him out of here as well. I heard something that if you take out that tank quickly, all the champions don't spawn, and you're not going to get platinum rewards. That's a lie. You could still get platinum rewards. I don't know if less champions spawn or not, but if you kill all the champions that spawn in for you, and you finish the Nightfall in a good time, you're still going to get platinum rewards. So once you take out that tank and that brig, just take the room slow. Going into the boss fight room, you're going to want to come inside and immediately go to the left into this little room, and this is going to be the room that you hang out in the entire time. This room is very safe. There is a staircase back behind me right now to my right. However, enemies will seldomly come up that. And when I say seldomly, I mean like the entire run in this video, I didn't check back there one time and an enemy never came up behind us. So maybe consider looking back at that every once in a while, but it's not really anything crazy that you need to do. So once you're in this room, just keep killing ads, keep killing champions, and eventually you're going to get to a damage phase with Sepix Prime. That is the boss, that large servitor back there. Once you damage him enough, he's going to spawn in these 4 smaller servitors that have void shields. You are going to have to take them out before you can start damaging Sepix Prime again. So just take your time on those. Arbalist works well. Void weapons, work really well, obviously. And just take your time on those. Get those 4 smaller servitors killed. Clear out the ads, clear out the champions. And once you have everything settled, then you want to go outside, lay a well, lay a healing rift, and start your second damage phase. And this is basically just rinse and repeat, guys. You just got to stay safe, keep laying those healing rifts, keep laying those wells, clear out the ads, clear out the champions. And then when you are ready, step out from the comfort of your little hut and do some boss damage. As I said before, you do not need well in this. Of course, well is, always good. It's always appreciated, but you really do not need it. I would, if you're not going to run well, I would for sure run 2 warlocks with healing rifts. Healing rifts are great just to be safe. But really, if you want to run Void Hunter, Banner of War Titan, Bubble Titan, really any subclass is good for this, guys. I mean, I got through it with an Arc Warlock. So I hope this guide helps y'all. I hope you farm the crap out of this Nightfall, guys, and get tons of rewards, tons of exotics. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and have a good one.